A business or organization leader has several obligations. Most of them arrive in unusual forms that necessitate unusual handling. A. To have an impact, people in power must learn to think strategically. Strategic thinking is vital. Executives are in charge of everything in the organization, especially in terms of prosperity and security. To succeed, they must focus on 4 key areas of corporate expectations. 1. Profit increase. 2. Please clients. 3. Find and keep talent. Protégé la marque. To excel at these responsibilities, you must have certain attributes that set you apart. The gang. There can be no development if everyone in the firm thinks same. Any unexpected or unforeseen difficulty could put your company out of business. Want to know why? It's simple. I believe you have at least one competition. Rival watch it if you have a novel business or a novel product or service. So long as a firm is profitable, it will be copied. What happens if you don't plan or strategize for the future? Perhaps the smart person next door has better ideas and strategies to soon outcompete you. In reality, there is a rule in investing that says you shouldn't invest, but in the second. Basically, the first to rise. A new idea is likely to fail, but repurposing it with superior strategy won't. He or she will have learned from the prior company's blunders. Anyway, let's take a closer look at the aforementioned issues. Are you looking at the numbers? To ensure steady progress? What factors led to your current profit? Is this sustainable or do you need more to assure greater results? Do you lose money? What will you do to please clients? Satisfied customers? Are there complaints concerning bad product or service quality? If so, what will you do to improve future service? Are there more services that your clients would like to have? What's up? To add more items to your cart? To find and keep talent. Who has contributed the most to your company's growth? What will you do to keep these talents? Are there any other? What training should they undergo to perform better? What would you offer to keep them working for you? Preserve brand equity. What are your company's core values? Are your company's actions aligned with these tenets? What is your brand's reputation? Can you help keep up the fantastic work? What can you do if the situation is bad? See how strategic thinking is necessary for management growth? It is essential in today's rapidly changing environment. You're up against it. There, and new ideas pop up periodically. Strategic thinking is necessary. I once read of one of the wealthiest Americans in history, John D. Rockefeller. One startling thing I chose. It was part of his everyday routine in the early days of his firm. Every night, John D. Day-to-day activities, he listed the main decisions and acts. A success, he pondered what he could do better the next day. Rockefeller also acknowledged his errors and mistakes. He trained how he could avoid failure. His ability to make decisions got better. His results improved and the concerns faded. It's no surprise he created structures and procedures that endure decades after his death. John D. did not become a master decision maker overnight. It took him a long-term practice. He practiced strategic thinking and eventually mastered it. Here are some areas you should excel in if you want to. Must master strategic thinking. Reasoning. Every leader wants things done their way, but it is not always the case. Best. Strategic thinking opens the mind to fresh thoughts. These new ideas may be the polar opposite of yours, yet you follow them to experience new things. You'll start seeing things differently. Less emotion will guide your decisions. Emotions. You will become more problem-solving oriented. By asking questions, you may get better answers. Taking on issues. Using in a team, people usually shine. Taking up collaborative work difficulties will help you bond with your team. You are receptive to recommendations. From new angles, you will discover hidden talents. You also identify each team member's strengths. It will be easier to know who to call when certain issues arise. You'll also know which employee or colleague, when given an issue to solve, will produce superior results. Assessing results. Constant strategic thinking will help. An analysis of your company's structure. When you create a harmonious workforce, Identifying new methods with you makes evaluating performance easier. They will be inspired to go above their job descriptions and become greater. Innovative, discovering new methods to add value to your team. Company. You will also be able to create a reward system that promotes innovation. Imagining the future. We live in a world. Ever-changing social and economic dimensions. It's getting harder to foresee future changes in business structures a year. No one could have predicted the social and economic effects of a global epidemic. Strategic thinking can help you plan for the future. Your company's future will be clear. You have a trustworthy crew. You may boldly walk into your strategic initiatives knowing. Come up with a backup plan. Ways to broaden your strategic thinking. Every day, we are reminded that the world has changed. Our surroundings are constantly changing. Technology has made enormous strides in recent months. Most countries have also enacted new legislation affecting basic economic structures. We can't be too sure of the future. There's a lot of uncertainty in the air. But mastery of thinking dynamics. Right method will allow you to ride over any new development. The following exercises will help you think strategically. Daily reflection. A significant instrument for direction. John D. Rockefeller. Daily review of his business activity and involvement. In a thorough inspection, you will discover all the little unchecked become gullies. Come up with solutions to the problems. Then work on developing your strengths. Recognize uniqueness. Nobody knows it everything. Also, note that with modern changing dynamics, given these factors, a current standard can easily become obsolete. Allow everyone in your organization to speak up. Set up a mutually beneficial reward scheme. When new ideas help your company give more value and make more money. Give credit where credit is due. Accept your limitations when you're bad. Decisions go awry. Become a better listener. Listening is a critical management skill. Even if you don't trust the other person's ability, be patient and listen. They may have fresh information not previously known. That might be significant. A man who had worked in printing for 30 years related a story. How he learned something new from his son. He observed his son set up papers a specific manner and stated that the young man was wrong. His 17-year-old son took out his phone and showed how to better set up the work, which discovered was right. That day, he remarked, he learned something. Become a better questioner. It's vital to challenge new ideas because unverified submissions cost money. Not the same as asking questions. It's not you. Distrust your coworkers, employees, or partners' ideas. Want proof and tests. You don't want to invest in a loser. As we observed earlier, the experienced printer did not jump based on his son's explanation. He had to see Google search evidence and he received the same outcome. Questions should be asked with care. You must ask inquiries. That won't stop kids from expressing themselves in the future. Even if their notion is flawed, let them have the respect to try. Join future brainstorming sessions. Know the repercussions before you. Every action has consequences. Remember, if you are the boss on your table, you are liable for decisions made outside your control. Give priority to ideas that improve your company's performance. Before making any decision, weigh the benefits and drawbacks. Consider the short and long-term effects on your business. Encourage your team to work effectively today, so future results will be better. Any advice that may provide a quick result but harm your brand long-term. Avoidable. You can't just patch the issue, you must permanently resolve it. Don't forget the legal ramifications of your unbiased evaluation. Structures and systems will help you find equilibrium. While it is critical to plan ahead and solve difficulties quickly, keep your basic beliefs and brand integrity in mind. Don't get too caught up in the results that you miss out on critical information. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.